I am also privileged to introduce to you Sydney Bain. Sydney Bain will be rowing at Sac State next year on a partial crew scholarship. She will be majoring in pre-law. Sydney will also be one of our valedictorians, not just with A's, but with AAA pluses. She takes her studies so seriously that I have even seen video of her reading her notes to her dog to help herself study and prepare for a test. Sydney has this straightforward, tell you how it is exterior that at times she has not appreciated about herself. But I think I am most proud of how she has come to embrace that personality and learn that there is a lot of value in it, even when society sometimes doesn't tell us that being assertive and having a strong personality is what is most desirable. It is going to get you so far in this world, and I look forward to seeing that. Under that hard exterior, Sid has the softest, most loving insides. She will cuddle her parents nonstop on the couch. She adores her older sister and her dog and her cats. She has the most sensitive soul, and if she ever feels like she has wronged someone, it will eat away at her for days. And that compassion combined with her assertive, tell it how it is personality is going to make her one of the best lawyers that we have ever seen. She is a leader. She is our team captain. She is a 4-year varsity soccer player. She was 1 goal away from setting the school record this year. And I only recently told her about that a few days ago. Sorry about that, Sid. At the same time, she has this mischievous side to her. She likes to be a people pleaser, but she also likes to toe the line and sometimes put her foot over a little bit just to see where the boundaries are and what rules really are made not to be broken. I will miss so much the pregame pictures that you forced me to take every game for the last 4 years. I will miss the love for the soccer team, but I look forward to watching you succeed at the next level and working hard and making us proud as a member of the Sac State rowing team. So thank you for this time, Sid. Go out and get them.
I first remember seeing Jenna Beekes at CHS when she was still in middle school. During the intermission of a show she was attending, she wandered down one of the halls to look at student photography on display. She had bright, interested eyes, which were wide with a combination of appreciation for other artists and also the contemplation of her own photography, as she was already quite skilled with the camera. I still see that look in her eyes when discussing art, or anything really. I love the silent, electric space that fills the air when she's formulating an idea. She appreciates the raw elegance of simplicity and uses it to masterfully render images with layered meanings. But she also just finds a thrill in the challenge. The act of creating is life-giving for Jenna, and in turn, what she creates enriches the lives of those around her. If you haven't seen her artwork, maybe you've seen her wearing something she's designed, or you've heard her deep, melodious voice in the chamber choir or a small ensemble where she was also likely to be playing guitar or piano. Maybe you've seen her dance or choreograph or organize a service project. It goes without saying that Jenna is incredibly talented and fashionable, but she's also just quirky and playful enough to be completely disarming and delightful. She brightens dull moments with her goofy sense of humor and lives out her faith in kindness and authenticity. I admire her comfort in her own skin, her wisdom, and her grounded sense of identity. She's inspired me, entertained me, and kept me company whenever I found myself geeking out over the wonders of photography. She was right there with me. In fact, she's planning on studying photography at Cal Baptist University in the fall. I couldn't be more proud of her or more thankful for the impact she's had on me and on our community. Jenna Beekes.
The third superhero that I have the pleasure of introducing is Colfax's version of Thor, Daniel Bliss. Daniel and Thor share an array of similar skills. Number one, Daniel and Thor are both masters of thunder. Daniel's thunder was personified as a 3-sport athlete at Colfax High School. And as Daniel's football coach, I can definitely testify the fact that Daniel brought the thunder when he carried the football. Daniel, like Thor, are also both masters of lightning. Daniel was personified his ability to control lightning with his keen wit, his talent for music, and his excellence in the classroom. Daniel and Thor share numerous common characteristic traits as well, such as courage and leadership. Daniel's courage was personified this past football season when he was a returning all-league running back and he broke his leg in the first game of the season, but returned in the 11th game to help lead our team to a playoff victory. Like Thor, Daniel is a vocal, assertive leader who holds himself and those around him to a high level of accountability. Other values that are common with Daniel and Thor are passion. In the classroom, Daniel possesses an inquisitive mind and a strong political identity. In a classroom setting, Daniel knows what he believes and why he believes it. Daniel always was able to uplift those around him with this cool musician-type demeanor, a smile, and a friendly hello.
This next recipient needs no introduction. She's the one, the only, the infamous Grace Bliss. I've known Grace her whole life, and Grace has become this amazing young woman. I could talk for hours and barely scratch the surface of her accomplishments. She's an amazing, dedicated, loyal, and diligent student. She is generous, kind, giving, and selfless when it comes to her friends, family, school, and community. She is strong, coordinated, fast, explosive, and a powerful competitor in the athletic world. But most importantly, Grace has the best attitude, personality, outlook, charisma, and smile, no matter what the situation entails. In the classroom, Grace is not quiet. She does not blend in. She does not go unnoticed. She's quite the contrary, but in all the best ways. Her energy, enthusiasm, genuine love for her classmates and for her teachers makes her the most contagious, positive, tone-setting, just fun person to be around. She makes any situation a joy, and her smile and obnoxious laugh fills the room. In athletic competition, once-in-a-generation athletes come through this place, and Grace is regarded as one of the best in Colfax history. I'd argue that no one's been close. No other athlete has a list of accomplishments like she has. She's earned multiple All-State honors, multiple section titles, multiple MVP seasons. Add another 5 section titles and 2 school records in track, and you have the highest decorated athlete in the history of Colfax. But better than that was watching Grace be the best teammate I've ever seen. No one brought more intense competition when it was needed, and at the same time, she could flip the switch and have the most fun when the situation called for it. She was the leader. It was an inspiring journey to watch. Grace is moving on to Cal Poly, go Mustangs, to play basketball and study biology so she could come back and take over the science department here at Colfax. Greatness follows the great ones, and I can't wait to see where her life takes her. So proud of you. I love you. Grace Bliss.
Spend your life with the people who make even going to the grocery store an adventure. Anonymous. Dakota is one of those people that will find the fun in everything and light up a classroom. I met Dakota my first day working at Colfax High School. I will never forget that throughout that term, he and 2 friends, Dakota and Richie, could not get class started until they hugged each other with a blanket. Any sub I had that term was probably very confused. They also had a gummy bear catching streak that they promised they would continue until their senior year, but I guess that got thrown out the window. Aside from having fun in the classroom, Dakota is also a very intelligent and aspirational student. He gives 100% to everything he does in the classroom, on the basketball court, and all other aspects of life. Dakota is exceptionally creative. In his spare time, when he is not working on schoolwork, at his job, or on the basketball court, he custom designs and sells shoes. Just to put that into perspective for you, I have a pair of custom designed Vans by Dakota in my classroom, inspired by Juan Miro, which always gets complimented by other students. I have to say, I will miss our conversations about our love for Jordans, Air Force Ones, and basketball shoes in general. He has quite an awesome collection of sneakers, which I'm secretly jealous of. I can definitely see him becoming a famous shoe designer in the future. Dakota plans to attend Northern Western University and become a successful industrial designer. Dakota, continue to strive for excellence every day and keep in touch. As you continue your next journey, remember this: trabaja duro, en silencio, y deja que tu éxito haga todo el ruido. Anónimo.
Congratulations, Elizabeth Cerna. You did it. You graduated. And you did it all through this crazy and dark time. As we continue to navigate through it, I implore you, take a step back. Acknowledge your successes, your victories, triumphs, even your shortcomings. Appreciate them for what they are. Celebrate what you've accomplished, Liz. Own it. It's yours. Accepting oneself is a lifelong process, I can tell you. But I can also tell you that it's the surest way to happiness in life that I have found. So I hope that you'll take that little piece with you. During your time at Colfax, you were heavily involved in academics and extracurriculars. You were in varsity ski for 3 years and swim for 2, president of the debate club. I don't know how you had time to devote so much passion to tech theater, but I'm so glad you did. As my most senior techie in the class, there were times when you would even butt heads with your peers for them not being professional enough, not living up to that Liz standard. Don't lose that, Liz. Don't. It is so important. It took so much guts to do that, to stand up to your peers like that. Never lose it. Always stand up for what you think is right. And be committed to your work and your passion for your work and your integrity for your work. And you will be successful in whatever you do. I'm so proud to have been your teacher and so grateful to just been able to work with you. And I look forward to seeing what you accomplish in the future at Sierra College. And I hope that you'll stay in touch.
Dylan Cologne could easily be the most easygoing person I have ever met. In class essay, unperturbed. Dad working on campus entire high school career, unperturbed. 5-page essay, unperturbed. Sitting next to Noah and Preston in class, unperturbed. TAing for me and having to make last minute, and I mean last minute, copies, unperturbed. Anything, shoulder shrug, smile, and a can-do attitude. Man, if Dylan could sell this elixir of anti-stress, he would be a bazillionaire. Dylan's aforementioned best trait serves him well in school. He is able to balance a rigorous workload, running track for fun. What? And he wants to go into the field of economics. And after the past few weeks, you'd need an attitude like Dylan's to get through that. Jokes aside, Dylan will do so great in life because of this personality trait. So easy to take the punches of life in stride, take nothing personally, and stay to your goal. Lower cholesterol too, longer life. So there you have it. Dylan, thank you for being so easy to teach, so easy to be around, so helpful to your peers, and so hardworking. I can't wait to see where you end up in the future because you have a very long future ahead. Remember that lower cholesterol, and a bright one too. Good luck and congratulations. Madeleine Kramer is a physical representation of all that is good in the world. Let me prove it to you. She runs for fun, and while she's running for fun, she encourages other people to run for fun. She cares deeply for the environment and actually does something about it, a lot of somethings. She does more hours of community service than she does sleep, I'm fairly sure. She is a wonderfully loyal friend and a really great listener. She sat by my desk before first block last term and was a good venting sesh I got. She's the best kind of student, inquisitive, unrelenting, hardworking, creative, and a true giver. She is an empathetic advocate and an involved young adult. And she loves Shakespeare, so much so that she served as my club VP and helped me fundraise, which requires true love. All in all, students like Madeleine remind me of all the good in the world and the changes each one of us can make if we get out of our own way and try. She is the true epitome of practice what you preach, and she's the promise of the future. Madeleine's world is viewed plainly, and she does what she needs to, no excuses. We're all fortunate to share her world. Congratulations, Madeleine. Thank you for everything you've done. You absolutely deserve this honor, and it's just another recognition of the impacts that your actions have. Ben Cross, congratulations on earning your Alpha Omega Award. There are many reasons to be intimidated,
by this brilliant young adult, but one of this shouldn't be his incredible mane. One day he showed up to school having discovered the magic of a hair tie, and he hasn't looked back since. Though it took us all about 3 days to figure out who he was at first. Ben Cross kind of scares me, in like an evil mastermind genius kind of way. Good thing he has morals that he strongly adheres to. And he's actually incredibly empathetic and thoughtful of others, although he may not admit it, or maybe he would. Ben is one of those students that is slightly terrifying to have in class. The ones who you know are smarter than you and you just hope that they don't give you away to all the other students. Hopefully, that's not me though. The incredible thing about teaching Ben is the way he is so thoughtful and so curious about the world. No topic is off limits for his curiosity. He genuinely wants to know everything about everything. He does his research, he considers all sides, and listens well to those who he may not agree with. As the founder of the debate club, he encourages this type of intellectual challenge if anyone is brave enough to take him on. I hope to see Ben on the ballot one day. I really do. I think he has a bright future ahead, and I really want to see him participate in that presidential debate. Cross, 2040? Got my vote.
Kylie Cummins is the epitome of tiny but mighty. One who, at 5'0", is capable of shutting down what felt like the entire Colfax varsity football team in her second block ERWC class. I've seen it firsthand. And as she and I share an eye conversation across the room, one that says, "Ugh, these boys, am I right?" I know that Kylie will be just fine. She is one who uses humor, wit, and intelligence to navigate through anything that life throws at her. And speaking of life, when it comes to Kylie, it has not held back. Kylie, who is more of an adult than I will ever be, has taken the proverbial lemons and made the best tasting lemonade out there. Often, Kylie would come to me for advice, but the truth is, I would sit there and serve as nothing more than a sounding board while she worked out her own big, beautiful plans. She decided about work hours in school. She decided that the military was the best option to propel her into a successful adult life. She decided that although she was capable and able to graduate early and enlist, she didn't want to deprive herself of a time in her life that would only come around once, the end of her senior year. One day last December, she stood up in front of her peers and gave her meaning of life speech. Here's the crux of Kylie Cummins in her own words. She says, "I believe that the answer to the question, what is the meaning of life, is to always live your life fearlessly. Do not forget to take a moment and appreciate the life that you are given, and never stop putting effort into creating the life that you desire. Go create that life, Kylie. If anyone can do it, Miss Tiny But Mighty, no doubt it's you. And I will be rooting for you the entire way."
Olivia is a boss. I first met Olivia her sophomore year when she was teaching a group of sophomore boys how to dance. A quiet leader, she somehow miraculously never lost her cool or threw in the towel because of the serious lack of talent. Yikes. The outcome was a total success, and I definitely attribute that to her leadership skills. I love Olivia. She's elegant, she's goofy, she's brilliant, she's humble, she's hardworking, resilient, ambitious. She always does her best and has a genuine desire to learn, readily accepts feedback, and if you didn't know, she is the most beautiful dancer. What an amazing commitment into two worlds, dance and academics. I think fondly of having Olivia in class over the past 3 years, watching her learn and grow along with her peers, relentlessly inquisitive, wonderfully friendly. I know I could put her near any student and she would help them and befriend them. She is a safe place, a safe person, and someone to trust. How lucky Cal Poly San Luis Obispo is to have such a wonderful young person headed their way. She will be studying biochemistry like a crazy genius. I can't wait to see what you do, Olivia. Please come back so I can give you your one last hug. And good luck. Congratulations. There are so many things that I could say about Ryan that he really wouldn't want me to say. I wish he was standing right next to me. although his head probably wouldn't fit in the frame. He's very tall. So I could witness an uneasy smile and a little side-eye action. But joking aside, underneath the cool, nonchalant demeanor that Ryan has really worked on and perfected over the past 3 years. It's up to near perfection, actually, I'd say. There is an incredibly hardworking and caring individual. He smiles easily, he's seemingly immune to stress, and he works very efficiently to get the job done. And I can easily picture Ryan in his dream career of working for an outdoor recreation company, designing, representing, and living that lifestyle. Ryan loves to be outside, pushing the limits, sun, snow, whatever. His demeanor is a perfect representation for nature, unhurried, unstressed, and living in the moment. Ryan, I'm grateful to have had so many of those moments with you over the past 4 years, even those moments when I couldn't find you or when you were off task, because those moments are the ones that really revealed your sense of humor, your easy smile, and your reminders of what really matters in this world. Congratulations, Ryan, on your well-deserved reward. I hope Colorado is ready for your board. Shred it, man. Favorite thing about Rose Forbes? She can take the heat. And this isn't just because she is attending Northern Arizona University, and it isn't just because she hopes to become a special agent for the FBI. Whew! I witnessed Rose take the heat in those August cross-country afternoon practices running up Ben Taylor Road at 4 p.m. as I coolly drive by with my air conditioning blasting. I only felt slightly guilty. Also, as a downhill skier myself, who doesn't work up a sweat skiing because I'm a big fan of gravity, right? I'm sure Rose does, as she works, that crazy Nordic skiing thing where you actually have to work your legs to get anywhere at all. Woo. Rose can take the heat of a deadline. She insanely joined and followed through with this year's student-run yearbook, and I know what that heat feels like. It's like a slow, steady burn. Been there, done that. Rose can take the heat of a final. My final project for AP Language and Composition was a TED Talk, on stage, spotlight, audience glaring, everything, and talk about heat. Rose set fire to the rain that afternoon. I remember when she was done, I glanced around the theater and every single person's jaw was on their chest. Speechless. Rose is incredible, unstoppable. Not only can she take the heat, she thrives in it. Perfect for Arizona. So Rose, grab your sunscreen and some cute sunglasses. It's gonna be real hot for life, girl. Congratulations.
I am excited to share with you Marina Grijalva. Marina will be attending Pepperdine University in the fall as a biology major. I've come to know Marina over these last 4 years as her soccer coach, and what I can tell you about Marina is that she is the most dependable, hardest working, unassuming, not wanting any recognition for anything type of worker that you will ever come across. As a defender on the soccer field, she earned all league. She led us to a record number of shutouts, but she would be the last one to take any credit for that. She just goes about her job in the sweetest way until someone irritates her, and then she will lay out an opponent on the field, turn around, smile sweetly, tuck that red hair behind her ear, and carry on with her game. She packs a lot of fire and sass. She will never verbally contradict you, but you can tell what she's thinking in those eyes of hers. They will sparkle, and she will get a smirk on her face when she does not agree with what you are saying, but she would never tell you that directly. What I love most about Marina is listening to the way that she analyzes and takes the time and puts in the thought before making any major life decisions. She will explain to you both sides of a situation, the pros and cons of it, why she is choosing what she is choosing, and she just has this maturity that is beyond her years. One of my proudest moments with Marina has been this year as a senior, watching her take in a freshman under her wing and show her such compassion and kindness and befriend her and kind of teach her the ways of our school and our soccer program. And the impact Marina has had on that player and student will last a lifetime. And she is probably not even aware that she has accomplished that. Marina, you are going to be so greatly missed, but Pepperdine is gaining a compassionate, intelligent, fiery leader and just a gem of a human being. I'm so grateful to have spent these last 4 years with you.
Jason is one of the boys, a group of ragtag young men who are a bit on the distracted side. Well-meaning, of course. Their hobbies include making up games in class, talking about bros giving their favorite holiday, and trying to get me off task. Though Jay is still one of the boys, he's grown up so much over the past 3 years, becoming one of my favorite students. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but I just did, and I'm so truly and deeply proud of him. On Jason's favorite student resume, babysitting my sons, playing monster trucks and riding bikes to be specific, teaching others about dyslexia to raise awareness, leading the baseball team and encouraging others to play their best, tutoring other students, starting a ping pong club, not sure what happened with that, but that was good times, serving as my peer teacher and always giving me valuable insight and support, and just simply trying his hardest every single day. Being kind, easy, and positive, he visits me daily, even when he isn't in my class, which I actually think he's been in my class almost every single semester for the past 3 years. This young adult really means the world to me, and I will really, really miss him. The highest compliment I can give him is that when my sons grow up, I hope they have some of Jay's qualities. He's an incredible young adult, student friend, athlete, son, and mentor. Thank you for all you've done with me, Jason. Good luck in your future, and please, please, please come back and visit.
Oh, Blake Havens, or as I have been affectionately calling / yelling at you for a year now, Blakeob! So much to say about you, bud. Blake, I will confess, your laid-back personality scared me there a couple of times. I was like, did Blake read One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest? But you would look at me and say, don't worry, Miss Shay, I got this. And you know what? In spite of how many times I hear that same sentence from different kids, I truly believed you. And you came through every time. Your work ethic is a strong one. When I asked you what the meaning of life is, you were the only student to say that my questions led you to ask your own. You wanted to know what was important to you. You wanted to know what your potential is. And finally, you wanted to know what you're truly good at. Blakeob, there are many things that you are really and truly good at. You work hard. Your sense of humor draws people to you. You own your own mistakes, even though you won't admit that you may have potentially, but definitely did, lose the key to the TA office in my room, but it's fine. And you always try again. My favorite conclusion that you came to after asking yourself life's biggest questions was this. You said, don't let society predict what will happen to you. Prove them wrong and go beyond their measures. That is the Blake Havens we know. The one who will not fit himself to the measures of others. You're going to do big things, Blake. I'll be cheering you on as you go. All of us here at Colfax are so proud to call you a Falcon.
I'm incredibly proud to introduce Travin Hyman, commonly referred to as T and Deuce. I'm not alone in saying Travin has an immensely beautiful heart. He is honest, trustworthy, dependable, and incredibly funny. He is a dedicated competitor, he is a fierce friend, and for him, family always comes first. I admire Travin for his ability to lead his classmates and teammates with compassion and dedication, and always erring on the side of doing what is right and good. Travin serves as a role model to our current Falcons, to our future Falcons, and to those that have already graced this campus. He has undoubtedly made his family extremely proud for all that he has accomplished during his 4 years at Colfax. He is a 4-year football player, taking on the newest role as starting quarterback his senior year, all the while leading his team in numerous upsets with a level head and grace. Travin has been a commanding force as a hurdler in our track and field program, acting as a team captain, the glue that holds such a large, diverse team together. Travin excels in school, making it seem easy to an onlooker with a 4.19 GPA, although behind the scenes he works extremely hard to produce quality that he and his teachers are proud of. Travin is an off-the-hook, jump in the middle of the rally type dancer. He's got moves that I'm sure he's been perfecting and practicing for years with his siblings. That being said, he has no fear in putting himself out there for the greater good, be that to entertain, to uplift, or to show his falcon pride. Traven will be leaving the nest and traveling north to the land of the ducks. He will be majoring in business administration and join the Army ROTC program at the University of Oregon. Congratulations, Traven.
The first superhero of Colfax that I will be introducing is the Wonder Woman of Colfax High School, Ponca Kernox. Ponca, aka the Wonder Woman of Colfax, was the ultimate triple threat. As a student, she had over a 4.3 GPA. As an athlete, she was the #1 girls tennis player. And like Wonder Woman, Ponca has a desire to serve others, which was demonstrated in her participation through groups like the Environmental Club, Leo's, Yearbook, and the list goes on. When I think of Ponca and Wonder Woman, a few common characteristic traits come to mind. #1, charismatic. Ponca, like Wonder Woman, possesses an array of charisma in the form of a positivity that lights up a room, an ability to connect with all groups, i.e. the Justice League, and a sharp wit. #2 would be inspirational. I'm humbled by Ponca. Like Wonder Woman, Ponca came to the United States at a young age. Ponca has transferred that into now speaking multiple languages and being an honor student. Ponca, aka the Wonder Woman of Colfax, shares other common values with the DC character Wonder Woman. They both possess superhuman strength. Ponca demonstrated hers by excelling in all aspects of Colfax. They both share the power of flight, intense loyalty, and a strong will. Ponca Kernox.
I've been waiting 3 years to give this talk, ever since an altruistic 9th grader asked me, "What do I have to do to become an engineer and go to a really good college, Mr. Heald?" Yes, Mackenzie Ketwig at one time actually referred to me as Mr. Heald. The remarkable thing about this kind young woman with the radiant smile was that she actually followed through on her plan. After seeing her waiting at my door in the dark at 6:30 every morning to study AP Physics, I realized that though Kenzie's stature is slight, everything else about her is huge. Her effervescent, curious mind, her iron determination, and especially her caring, compassionate heart. This loving heart and caring for others comes from her dad, she says, a CHP officer who always went out of his way to help stranded motorists. Mackenzie is a brilliant student and friend to all. What you may not know is how hard she works to emulate her father's work ethic, traveling to Washington to meet with the Surgeon General about youth drug abuse, organizing a science-based climate conference, volunteering for and then becoming president of the Placer County Youth Commission, and serving as a student board member on our own school board. Last summer, she went to Girls State, and the 600 uber-achieving girls there elected our dear Kens to the 3rd highest office in the entire state, Secretary of State. This young woman has certainly accomplished more than I could ever have imagined. She has made her father and all of us very proud indeed.
This might come as quite a shock, but there are moments as a teacher where you witness things and you are never the same again. Now, this can mean in a life-altering traumatic way, or, and it's usually this way, because you get used to the trauma after a while. It is such a beautiful, magical moment that you are better simply because you witnessed it. Last term, just before Christmas break, I watched Damien unwrap his dream guitar surrounded by 40 of his friends. This guitar was gifted by nearly 100 students and staff members from our community who donated pennies and pennies and dollars towards this special gift for Damien. And it wasn't hard to do. All his friends had to say was, "Hey, you know that guy Damien?" And people were throwing money in. They're like, "Take my money," right? Damien had no idea, and the look on his face afterward is still a memory I'll forever hold on to. I think it's fitting because Damien had no idea about the guitar, just like Damien had no idea the powerful yet quiet impact he has on our campus. He is the most loyal, kind, and empathetic friend. Now, don't get me wrong, I've heard him fling an insoodle too at his friends, but I would deny it all the way. I mean, have you met his friends? Just kidding, love you guys. Damien, you really can do no wrong. No one deserved a gift such as this more than Damien, and I think that gesture speaks more than I can ever say about this kid. He's incredibly kind, hardworking, loyal, and true to himself. He's also wildly passionate about cars and music and being the best friend ever. And I think everyone would agree, he is the best. So congratulations, Damien. I so appreciate not just your hard work, but the gift of your genuine friendship on our campus. What teenager in their right mind would pick up Joseph Heller's 453-page literary classic, Catch-22, in their final semester of English their senior year? It's not a trick question. It's Sophia Lewis. This brilliant young adult that takes every opportunity to experience great literature. Yes, folks, yes, sometimes English succeeds over science, though it's shockingly rare. Sophia's career goal is simple. She wants to write. And so she should, because she has a beautiful and poetic way of manipulating language to invoke emotion and create imagery and inspire thinking. How lucky I have been to be her very first editor for the past 3 years, and that's the title I will give myself when she's rich and famous one day. She will continue learning to write at Pacific University this fall, studying creative writing. Sophia is also a joy to have in class. She genuinely loves learning and has told me that is what she looks forward to most by going to college. How beautiful is that for an attitude to take on the world? It sets a tone of openness, curiosity, empathy, and value in all the unknown. I hope you're always ready and willing to learn, Sophia. That will make your life the best that it can be. Congratulations.
I knew I was in the presence of a strong, intelligent, eloquent young woman when I read the very first line of Sophia Lizarde's very first essay in my class. We had just finished reading One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and when I say we, I mean me, Sophie, and like 5 other students. Pretty sure the rest of the class read the book. So you can imagine my frustration after reading roughly 26 papers written about a book that was never really opened. And then I clicked on Sophie's, and my faith in humanity was restored. This was her thesis. Kesey portrays the women in the novel as caregivers, controlling, and solely admired for their sexual assets. Boom! If there was ever a mic drop in a high school paper, that was it. And I danced around my living room because, you see, it feels very rare to come across a student like Sophie. I'm used to eye rolls and questions like, how long does this paper have to be, Miss J? But then a ray of light and hope in the form of Sophia Lizarde shows up, and I remember why I love this job so much, because women like Sophie are going to change this world. When I asked Sophie what she thought the meaning of life is, she opened with a quote from the Stoic Emperor. No learning without humility, no growth without pain, no reward without risk, no change without loss. Embrace, endure, evolve. If there was ever a person who embodied these words, it is Sophia Lizarde, one who I know will take the risks, learn from them, and change the world for the better. I cannot wait to see it. Go get 'em, Soph.
I'm so excited to introduce Karina Martell. From a young age, Karina learned to never look back. She's pursued her passions with ferocity, integrity, and grace. I am beyond grateful that Karina has been in 4 of my science classes at Colfax. Because of this, I've had the unique ability to get to know Karina beyond just her performance in the classroom and on the ski slopes. Karina is really good at taking selfies when an unsuspecting teacher's phone sits idly on the desk. She is a phenomenal baker of scones, evidence of perhaps a great chemist in the making. She has really good fashion sense, in my opinion, Lululemon leggings all day, every day. She's surprisingly good with small children, getting one of mine to actually fall asleep in her arms. Karina has numerous skills and qualities that just make her one of my most favorite people ever. But beyond the silly and more to the serious, Karina has been competitively skiing her entire life. She is a 2-time state champion for our school's varsity alpine ski team. She's competed in numerous national competitions among the best skiers in the nation and the world. Karina is consistent, smart, and calculated in her races, very similar to how she performs in school. I have watched Karina grow from a quiet, unsuspecting science student into a confident, inquisitive learner, attaining a 4.4 GPA. I am beyond proud of her dedication to her studies, all the while balancing her extracurriculars and her relationships with her friends and family. Karina will be attending Cal Poly San Luis Obispo and majoring in manufacturing engineering in the fall. Congratulations, Karina, and go Mustangs!
I am honored to introduce Samantha Mayer. Sam is a wonderful individual who has accomplished many things as a student here at Colfax. Hearing that our school might not have a yearbook, she immediately volunteered to be editor and, using her leadership and management skills, put together an amazing yearbook for students to cherish. Sam was in a number of my classes, but the most memorable was psychology. Thinking back to that class gives me a sense of longing because of the current situation we're in. We discussed numerous topics that related to everything, but the central theme was happiness. It always made me happy to see Sam's infectious smile and positive attitude. Because of her determination, empathy, and work ethic, Sam will be attending Sierra College and then either UC Davis or Long Beach State before she becomes a neonatal nurse. Her favorite memory was spending time in the nest, socializing, and cheering on our teams. This tells you a lot about her. She values friendship and believes in community. Like me, Sam is part British, and British people love nostalgia. I don't know if she is still in love with One Direction, but she cares about her friends, understands the meaning of memories, and will certainly make a great nurse. Sam would like to thank all of her friends and family and teachers. Congratulations, Sam.
When I think of Elena Mejia, I think of the underrated value of humility. And sometimes I think humility is underrated because we associate it with humiliation, and nobody wants to be humiliated. But it's actually just the opposite. When somebody has humility, I think they come into a situation or a project and they're standing on their own 2 feet. They don't feel like they have to look down on anyone. They don't feel like they have to look up to anyone like that person is better than them. They just come in without ego, ready to work. And that's how I picture Elena. It has been a great honor to work with Elena in the last 3 years. She is such a talented, gifted person, and you're gonna kill it. Thank you, Elena.
I am proud to present Alpha Omega recipient Cole Moore. Cole came to Colfax from Forest Hill at the end of his junior year. A tall, skinny kid with a back brace, no friends, and with more questions than answers. That said, we are so proud that Cole chose Colfax as his new family. Cole bought into a process that he was not familiar with. And with a perfect blend of intelligence, determination, and confidence, it didn't take him long to bond and gain confidence from his fellow teammates and coaches. Cole became an impact player, a quiet leader, and a positive role model on our campus. Cole proved that hard work always pays off when he and his teammates beat Union Mine in that magical playoff game, the same Union Mine team that beat us by 2 touchdowns earlier in the season. Those are the same values that would allow Cole to be a champion in life. Good luck at San Jose State, and make sure you come back and say hi. And don't forget, light the fuse.
In her 4 years here at Colfax, Haley Mulik has excelled academically, athletically, and socially. Haley's journey at Colfax entails balancing a 3.9 GPA while excelling at both high school and competitive volleyball and spending time with her closest friends Nellie, Marty, Gracie, Izzy, and Kiana. She says she loves them so much because they make her laugh no matter what kind of day it is. At first glance, Haley is kind, intelligent, competitive, but if you look closely, what you're going to find is that she is kind, intelligent, and competitive. What you see is what you get, an honest and genuine young lady who only has one secret. Deep down, she loves to giggle and be silly. Her friends say She is always willing to help anyone in any situation, and she loves to make other people smile. Like a budding flower in her time here at Colfax, she has gone from a reserved and timid freshman to a confident young woman who is not afraid to be herself and step outside of her comfort zone and try new things, thanks Dad. Throughout this process, she never lost sight of the importance of academics, thanks Mom, and truly valued the support and friendship of her sister Hannah. Looking forward to the future, Haley will be attending Sierra College, where she is planning to further showcase her volleyball prowess before transferring to a four-year university and aspiring to continue her competitive volleyball career and earn an environmental science degree. She hopes to have the opportunity to travel to Scotland and connect with her roots, expand her circle of friends while maintaining her current connections, and someday start a family. Ladies and gentlemen, Haley Mulik.
I have the honor to introduce Walker Nelson. Walker is a wonderful individual who has accomplished many things as a student here at Colfax. I was fortunate enough to have him in several of my classes and could always rely on him to bring clarity and understanding to any discussion in class. Walker is planning on attending Sierra College and pursuing degrees in either history or medicine. Eventually, he plans on attending UC Davis or Sac State. He's a four-year member of GSA and has always advocated for all of our students. His favorite memory was Olympic Week, especially the LARP event. He wants to thank his teachers and friends for always encouraging him. And to quote him, "I'm proud to be a Falcon, and I enjoyed my years here." Walker, you helped to make Colfax a better place, and I know that you will continue to enlighten and spread understanding wherever you go. Congratulations, Walker.
Good evening, Falcons and Falcon families. My name is Robin Hernberger, and I have the pleasure this evening of introducing a wonderful student, person, and friend, Kaylee Petrilla. Kaylee was a four-year cheerleader at Colfax High School. She took 3 years of photography, art, and science, plus a term as plant and soil science TA. She plans to attend Sierra College after graduation and enter the field of phlebotomy. I met Kaylee during her freshman year in biology, and I've watched her grow as a student for 4 years, developing an aptitude for science, among other things, embracing challenges and learning to pursue goals and focus her efforts on achieving those goals. I also realized that she's a glutton for punishment. After biology, she enrolled in my plant and soil science class her sophomore year. She came back again to take earth science. But with each class, she became a stronger and stronger science student. And when she came back the following term to become my TA, I got to witness one of her true talents, being a boss. As my boss, Kaylee was organized and motivated to get things done. Every day she pushed for more and more responsibilities. Her skills progressed from grading simple quizzes using a key to more advanced evaluation of labs using comprehensive rubrics. She made sure that I was on top of my game too, hence being my boss, and she made sure that she received student work in a timely fashion. She anticipated when projects had a deadline, and if I wasn't ready with a key or a rubric, she would give me the boss stare down. But like a good boss, her attitude and aptitude helped me become a better teacher. Kaylee possesses a set of professional standards and expectations that will carry her far in the field of phlebotomy or any other field that she chooses to pursue. She'll move far beyond a lab technician or a lab assistant. One day she's going to run the whole lab. There's upper management written all over her future. Congratulations, Kaylee. We're going to miss you.
Elizabeth Pettit is Colfax High School. C is for the compassionate, classy, and caring Alyssa, serving youngsters at Music and More for many, many years, teaching them her skills of violin, music. She also is controversial and is willing to take on human rights and human kindness issues without fear. She is outstanding. Her music, her academics, her art. That's the O. The L is for listener and leader. She wants to make the world a better place by simply listening, hearing people's stories, especially those who feel they have no voice. She wants to hear them, and she shows it by her respect, giving voice to the voiceless. She's a leader. A is for the avant-garde. In her art, she wants to be an illustrator, going to Cogswell Polytechnic College of Art and Design. She would love to animate for Disney or Pixar in the future. And finally, X is for excelente. Oh, excelente, pardon me. She is an excellent human being. Her parents, her family, they've given her the freedom to fly. She represents the best of Colfax. Compassionate, classy, caring, outstanding, listener, a leader, avant-garde, excelente in character. Alyssa Pettit.
Noah Pierce is about the nicest, funniest, kindest guy on the whole Colfax High School campus. He is a huge, happy, fun-generating teddy bear of a best friend to the whole school. He is continuously congratulating and complimenting everyone else on how well they did in a meet, or has them laughing hilariously about a silly thing that he himself did. It is impossible to get him to talk highly about himself, but he has such a wicked, preternaturally insightful sense of humor that people flock to be around him just to marinate in the good vibe that every single person there shares. Yet when I've mentioned how people seem to be always happy and laughing hanging out with him, he denies that he is good at anything and claims he has nothing to do with making people enjoy themselves. He is blissfully unaware that he has this very rare talent of making people happy and feeling good whenever they're around him. What he does consciously do is give of himself to his friends. He spent hours perfecting a recruiting video for his pole vault pal Preston until it looks like a professional video production, complete with perfectly placed fading titles and just the right amount of cheering crowd sound as Preston soars over ever higher and higher bars. Hours of meticulous, mind-numbing, tedious editing just to make his friend look like the next USA Olympic medal contender. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Noah Pierce, the kindest, most unassuming, great guy of Colfax High School.
Leo Pornebo is really good at origami. The precision, the angles, the ability to envision the end result. After getting to know him, I can see why he is so good at it. He actually even reminds me of the intricate little creations he folds. He is calculated and logical, and at the same time imaginative and curious. Photography first captivated his interest through the wonders of the darkroom process. The scientist in him quickly became proficient in the technical side of things and went straight into experimentation. He added microscope slides to the photo enlargers and explored new ways to apply Photo Developer. He shared his findings at the Amp Up Expo that year with a booth that offered visitors a chance to try some of the darkroom processes themselves. The creative, playful side of his personality dominated his second year of photography. He'd finish his assignments early, beautifully by the way, and then disappear into Photoshop. Sometimes he was learning new techniques, while sometimes he was photoshopping Noah into strange scenes to leave around for him to find later. Leo is hoping to get a degree in computer science and find work in a field that feeds his creative soul and stimulates his intellect. His good grades and participation in 3 sports throughout high school show his dedication and willingness to work hard. But like his origami, his personality is much more complex than that. He is thoughtful and confident, genuine and grounded. His scientific mindset, the willingness to embrace investigation and uncharted territory, is not only what elevates his artwork, but it's also what makes Leo such a fun and interesting human. Leo Pornebo.
Hi everyone, my name is Miss Hammer, and I'm very proud to present Brooklyn Porter for this Alpha Omega Award. I first met Brooklyn a year ago in my AP Calculus course, and while at first Brooklyn has an all-around subtle presence, she is not at all one to be missed. She is incredibly intellectual and never backs down from a challenge, which is probably why her friends describe her as stubborn. In my calculus class, these traits helped her to solidify the conceptual understanding and mechanical fluency necessary to be successful with the subject. And she even went on to take the class again at Sierra College with a professor that I know to be the most challenging calculus teacher in a 100-mile radius. Of course, she rocked it. Aside from her academic brilliance, Brooklyn has a great sense of humor. I know because she laughed at all my jokes in class. In all seriousness, Brooklyn has a joy that radiates outward and affects those around her. She is giving and caring in so many ways. At Colfax, she participated in peer mentoring and the Bring Change to Mind Club, and after high school wants to spend a year as a missionary. She has the wit to hold her own in debate club and the spiritual strength to lead classes and programs in her church. Outside of the classroom, Brooklyn enjoys swimming, rock climbing, horseback riding, hiking, music, and art. She is one of those rare young people who knows herself and isn't afraid to show up in this world. She is planning to pursue graphic design, interior design, and possibly engineering at Brigham Young University. I was so thrilled when I heard this because Brooklyn truly understands the harmony that exists between the arts and sciences. I know for a fact that she will conquer whatever goal is in her path. Congratulations, Brooklyn.
An author I love talks about the importance of standing in a horseshoe instead of a circle, so that there's always room for someone else to join the group. No one demonstrates this better than Ethan Rogers. He knows that each person has something unique and interesting to offer and demonstrates his belief that there is always room for one more person at the table by freely inviting others into discussions and activities. But, as my entire IB art class can confirm, he also demonstrates this quite literally. No matter how I rearranged my tables, Ethan's group always expanded. What started as a quaint, reasonable group of 4 slowly grew to 8 or 10, and thus, mega group. A living, breathing organism with a mind of its own was formed. When excited about a new art challenge from somewhere within the mass, I would hear Ethan call, "Mega group!" as if heading into battle, and in unison the other voices would respond, "Mega group!" Ethan is curious, smart, and just the perfect amount of strange. He created Tree Man, a creepy yet somehow endearing creature that showed up in many of his artworks. He would often use glitter as the final ingredient for his art projects, a playful, unexpected component added to what was often an otherwise morose subject. The sparkly substance would explode out of his backpack, and he'd wave a shimmering hand at me as if to say, "Baruso, I fear the glitter has won." Much like this glitter, Ethan reaches out to everyone. He invites us all into the game, the conversation, the community, and like the glitter, his kindness always wins. Ethan Rogers.
I am proud to introduce Emma Sanders. Emma quickly became one of my favorite people when she first stepped foot onto our campus. Having her during her freshman year in our flight program gave me a special insight to this once then quiet girl. I've watched Emma grow with grace over the last 4 years as a confident leader to her peers and a tenacious, hardworking student with a 3.89 GPA. Emma has been an integral member of our cross-country and track and field programs at Colfax, earning all-league recognition 2 years in a row. She runs her races to a steady beat. You can count on Emma to perform to the best of her abilities. You can count on Emma to do everything in her power to help the team. You can count on her to help cheer and coach her teammates up. You cannot, however, count on Emma to bring sunscreen to the first few sunny track meets. Without fail, year after year, the first sunny track meet leaves her a bright, looking dangerously painful shade of lobster pink. She would desperately attempt to find sunscreen to apply or reapply, but alas, she was always too late, and she would sit there giggling with an oops look on her face. Emma makes everyone else around here feel a sense of happiness and belonging, without judgment. She is the epitome of kind, and I think that is why so many people are drawn to her and call her a good friend. I can't imagine a better individual to pursue a career in teaching. Emma plans to attend Sierra College in the fall to complete her general education courses and transfer to a 4-year university to get her degree. Congratulations, Emma.
No beauty shines brighter than that of a beautiful heart. Anonymous. I met Isabella her freshman year at Colfax High School. I had the pleasure of having her both as a student and as a TA. In my life, I have met few people who always see the positive in everything and everyone, and Isabella definitely stands out as one of those people. Every day, she walks onto campus with a positive attitude, a smile, and ready to help others. Her freshman year, I introduced her Spanish 1 class to bachata and musical artist Romeo Santos. She instantly fell platonically in love with Romeo Santos, and now we share a love for bachata music, which I might add, she killed it when my sister came and gave Latino music dancing lessons to my Spanish classes. As a TA, she fulfilled many roles. She would grade papers, she would give me ideas for class activities, she always asked if I needed help with anything, she babysat my son, and she ran errands for me. Basically, she saved my life on a daily basis. Isabella is one of those people that come by in your life and just lift your spirits and inspire you. She was now off to Cabrillo College to study marine biology, which is another thing we have in common, love for marine life. Isabella, you have left a mark on Colfax High School that will not be erased. As you move forward into this new journey of yours, mija, vive con ganas. Tu vida es tu obra de arte. Tu vida es tuya. Kim Guerra. P.S. Keep in touch so that we can go to a Romeo concert in the future.
I'm both thrilled and honored to introduce one of Colfax's finest, Preston Scott Sladek. I admire Preston's drive, I admire Preston's determination, and I admire Preston's dedication. Through all aspects of his life, he demonstrates these qualities each and every day. Preston set lofty goals from a young age. He had a plan, a vision, and was diverse and all-inclusive. He wanted to thrive academically, athletically, musically, and immerse himself in the culture of the school. In the classroom, Preston was insightful and a problem solver, and schoolwork comes easy for him. He is bright and articulate, and even though his handwriting emulates a 3-year-old holding a giant crayon, he has the ability to communicate his understandings and knowledge of a variety of diverse topics. I've also had the distinct pleasure to coach Preston on our track and field team. In 22 years, I have never coached a more dedicated athlete. He sets his mind and is committed to improving each and every day. He understands and appreciates the fact that the hard work that he puts in will pay off. His leadership, work ethic, and status as a role model has made him the perfect choice as our team captain. As a junior, he set our school record in the pole vault and ultimately finished in the top 10 in the state, the highest placing of any male athlete in the history of the school. Plus, the guy ate 17 pounds of tri-tip sandwiches the weekend of the meet, which has to be another school record. My heart hurts that his senior season was cut short, but he's continued his athletic career at Long Beach State University, where he will compete at the Division I level, and he's earned a partial athletic scholarship, first male to do so out of the school in 10 years. I will always remember Preston sprinting to class to get a last-minute cram session in for honors anatomy. I will remember his elite athleticism soaring through the sky. I remember watching Preston from across the gym, leading the nest and spewing school spirit and emitting Falcon pride. And although his dance moves were always a half a beat off the rhythm, he was the perfect leader. Preston will go on and share his talents, his passions, and his outlook on life with others. I'm just glad I got to be associated with a small part of his story. I wish him the best of luck. Preston Sladek.
When someone is filled with joy and a genuine love for life, they almost seem to shine. That is what I have witnessed as I have gotten to know Jenna Smith. Her sunny spirit always brightens my day, and her positive, friendly attitude is contagious. She is hardworking and creative, and her artwork always has a clever twist as well as a beautiful aesthetic. She is a dancer, which is no surprise since she is athletic and artistic. This is a skill and passion that she has worked hard to refine. In fact, outside of school, she spends 15 hours a week in the dance studio. It's exactly that dedication and drive that will help her accomplish her college goals, and it's her warm, vibrant demeanor that will make her stand out in her future profession. She plans to attend Oregon State in the fall, which, by the way, is the second friendliest college town in the nation. How perfect for her. Where she will major in psychology with a minor in business. She hopes to be a sports and dance psychologist and assist athletes that have been through injuries and trauma. She is no stranger to using her gifts to help others. Her dance studio is involved in a Kids Helping Kids Foundation, which raises money for families in need with every performance. The same enthusiasm and smile with which Jenna entered my art room as a freshman continue to glow just as strong 4 years later as she prepares to leave Colfax. We'll miss her, but we're so excited for what lies ahead. Jenna Smith.
I adore Krista Snyder. She reminds me of the Little Miss Sunshine character from the children's book series. Perpetually optimistic, radiating sheer happiness. Every single day began with a sincere greeting from Krista and ended with a genuine conversation, which really allowed me to get to know her quite well over the past 3 years. Krista emanates pride for her family who are serving in our armed forces, loyalty to her country, and true classic integrity. There is no one with a moral compass like hers, which probably explains her optimism. She is so confident in her values and goals that she doesn't have to compromise her happiness ever, nor would she expect anyone else to. She has worked so hard for her successes in English, being a dream student and commendable young adult. She is a role model to her peers because of these qualities, and Krista, I'm really gonna miss your smiling face. Thank you so much for making such an effort to be a meaningful part of my day. I'm so proud of your acceptance into your dream college, making the honors program, all to achieve your dream of becoming a trauma nurse for the Army. Who wouldn't want Little Miss Sunshine over them after recovering from a traumatic injury? Thank you for your commitments both here at Colfax and for our country. I'm so proud to call you a student. Good luck in your future.
The second superhero that I have the pleasure of introducing is Colfax's Captain America, Luke Stallions. Luke, aka Captain America, his arsenal includes strong leadership. Luke and Captain America both carry themselves with confidence and humility that draws people to them. Academically, Luke achieved over a 4.0 with a high aptitude for mathematics. Athletically, Luke was one of the top baseball players on one of the top baseball teams. When I think of Luke and Captain America, the two common characteristic traits that come to mind are humility and drive. Humble, Luke is one of the brightest students in the senior class, especially in mathematics. However, Luke is confident in who he is and his talents, so he's not a self-promoter. He would rather ask questions and deflect to others. Driven. Drive, Luke's drive is personified by his sense of purpose to excel in all facets of life. Luke is also driven by his vision for himself and those around him. Luke holds himself and those around him to a high level of accountability. Just as Captain America embodies the best of the United States, Luke Stallion embodies the best of Colfax. High moral character, standing for something greater than his own self-worth, and he shuns the limelight.
At lunch? How about promoting the Shakespeare Club as the president, doing an interview as a reporter, or creating connection events for the freshmen as LINCU president, where her teacher, Mrs. Ortega, said she has a genuine interest in human connections and enjoys fostering positive relationships. At night, if she isn't working for the Placer County Sheriffs as an Explorer squad leader, she might be addressing the Colfax High School community, sharing the vision of a school that works for all students, or hosting an honor game, community event with her fellow leaders. In the summer, it's all about growing as a leader, working with the principal and fellow leaders, and being an Edge Leadership Academy counselor for rising juniors from all over the United States. All this while taking a demanding academic load and being one of the top students at Colfax High School. But resume aside, what makes Lindsay special is her humanity. This journey has not been an easy one for Lindsay. From the day she arrived on this Colfax campus, her parents, Dave and Kimberly, had instilled the value to serve others and to embrace her own struggles and the struggles of others as opportunities to serve and grow as a person. Not easy for a 14-year-old kid, but she did it. She does it, and she will continue to do it when she starts her quest to become a Placer County prosecutor at the University of California at San Diego, studying political science. It is my deepest honor to introduce Lindsay Tellman, Alpha Omega.
It's my pleasure to introduce Crystal Trulin. Crystal moved to the Colfax area from North Carolina the summer before her senior year. She arrived a very polished musician. In North Carolina, she was in the marching band, concert band, and jazz band. She was awarded the most outstanding player at the end of her junior year. When Crystal came to Colfax High, she signed up for drumline even though she had never played the drums. I noticed on the first day of school that she was an accomplished musician, so I put her on the most challenging instrument, the quads. She spent most of her lunches in my classroom practicing her music. I was truly blessed to have the opportunity to work with her. As I got to know Crystal, I learned that she loved to dance and play softball. She also is passionate about math. The first time I saw this was during a conversation we had about calculus. She was talking a mile a minute and was very excited about a new concept that she had learned. I love seeing her passion for math. Crystal was very involved at CHS, being a part of the Falcon Drumline, Advanced Drumline, Band, Engineering Arts Club, and Varsity Softball team. She excelled in every group, and I'm sure we'll all miss her next year. Crystal plans to attend Sac State in the fall, where she's going to major in civil engineering with a structural focus. Much to my delight, she'll be minoring in music and playing in the Sac State marching band. I'm sure Sac State will benefit from her talents and passion, and I look forward to hearing about her successes with her future endeavors. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Crystal Trulin.
Have you ever carefully watched a girls' soccer game and marveled at the intensity, the ferocity even, with which our delicate, sweet young women fight tooth and nail for supremacy on the field? I dissolve into hilarity to hear the stories of the pinching, hair-pulling, name-calling, tripping and shoving going on among the normally kind, oh so polite and respectful pride of our school athletes. These ladies will run to open a door for you, but if they see you're wearing shin pads, they would probably trip you and slam your head in the door as you go down. Beatifically beaming, Sophia Wallach epitomizes these contradictory qualities. When I saw her encouraging her neighbors in AP Stats, smiling and patiently explaining hypergeometric probability and acing every test, I expected the same Sophia out on the soccer pitch. And she is, even more that way with her teammates. Coach Kara says Sophia's goal every year is to be the assist team leader, and she has been right there for all of her 4 years as a starter. But she can also score, as she did the winning goal with 9 seconds left this year against Center. And she is also the team leader in competitive intensity and grit. But what cracks me up and perfectly defines this refined yet tough young woman is how she takes equal pride in being the team assist leader as she does in her hard-earned yellow cards. Sophia Wallach is truly a marvel in all respects of her remarkable life, the intense competitor as well as the compassionate helper. Her career goal of graduating from Point Loma and becoming a physical therapist for a pro sports team is the perfect vocation for our sweet but intense Sophia.
Molly Wines is a genuine nature kid. She is refreshing and peaceful like a breeze across the river, and strong and grounded like a blue oak. She has a passion for living in a conscientious way and honoring our planet. I've seen her around town supporting climate advocacy groups and on campus working with the Colfax Environmental Club to encourage students and staff to make sustainable choices with our resources. Her artwork is like her personality, graceful and calming, yet possessing a depth and intrigue that invite you to look closer and hear what she has to say. Whether through a delicate acrylic painting of a leafy green plant, a graphite illustration of hands and feet, a photograph of a golden-hued sunflower, or a pirouette in the ballet studio, Molly creates beauty in everything she touches. She takes pride in her academic and extracurricular accomplishments through her high school journey. In addition to her involvement in multiple clubs and activities, she obtained the biliteracy seal in Spanish and was part of the CTE Works Health Careers program, where she learned how to give injections while working in a hospital. This was perfect preparation for her next adventure. She's been accepted to University of Nevada, Reno, and plans to go into nursing, which seems perfectly appropriate for someone who is hardworking and intelligent, but also extremely compassionate and kind. Whether working to restore the health of our planet or the health of the humans that call it home, there is no question that Molly will make a positive impact. Molly Wines.
Congratulations, Leah Workman. Proud of you. When I think back on our time together, I see your beautiful smile and your calm demeanor. You're selfless, you're kind, you're expressive, and you're curious. As an art student, you put time and energy into your work, you were creative, and you had a patient hand with materials. As a link leader, you were passionate about seeing our freshmen succeed. For 2 years, you were a link leader. Leah's most memorable experiences from high school were sporting events, homecomings, the relationships that she's built, and the opportunities that she had. Link Crew brought her many new friends. Chamber Choir gave her once-in-a-lifetime opportunities and something to be passionate about. She says that teachers brought her connections that made high school easier, and she truly appreciated all the support that she received from our staff. She will miss Mr. Stowers making the class chant, "Best day ever," and Mrs. Schoepfer taking the class outside to play Duck, Duck, Goose. Mr. Wilkinson describes Leah as having a beautiful voice and says that her intonation is spot on. Leah, I wish you all the best as you move on to Sierra College, and I look forward to seeing where your life's adventures and your education take you. Congratulations. Good job.